Anyway, this is a little golden Buddha inside of a glass dome, and it's also a snow globe. So when I shake it, then all of these images, mental chatter, all the things. Oh, there's someone from Denmark. That's so wonderful. Thank you for coming, Simone. Um, so that's just to show that all of us are being tested on our capacity to move through things right now. There's no doubt about that. And it can show up in many different ways. I have grown children, but I still feel like, I gotta be the mama who knows that we're gonna be okay. So if I don't feel like I'm okay, I'm gonna sort of retreat a little bit and then I'm gonna regain that. And that's kind of, maybe just a mommy's way of doing it. So what I wanted to offer tonight is a somatic meditation, and soma is another way to say body, because that's where we experience the stress. It can seem as though it's a lot in the mind, but whatever's going on in the mind and how we're responding to what's going on around us, it shows up as contractions in the body. I'll show you this little guy my daughter just brought home from Mexico. This is a little snail. Can you see it? It's got little tendrils. And when I was a kid in Copenhagen, hi Julia, I'm so glad you're here. When I was a kid, we had snails like this in the backyard. They're a little bit bigger, but they had these little tendrils, and I thought it was so fun to touch those tendrils with the tip of my finger because immediately they would sort of pull those tendrils in and then they would slowly come back out. And I think that's very much how we are as human beings, especially in the heart center, but it spreads to the other energy centers too. That when something happens that is, we just know isn't right. I mean, really anything that happened that isn't impulse by love is already hard to be around. But when it's impulse by an actual instinct to kill, that's like as far away from love as you can get. So our hearts naturally go like that, and we might relax a little bit, but why would we let that guard down? Because something could happen around the next corner. So that's a good question. But as energy being inhabiting our higher self spirit, the only way that we can feel calm and guided and regulated is actually to relax back open. So we are again a vessel for our higher self, for our spirit essence self. So that's the purpose of why we go in, as we will here in a moment, and look at and feel into and nurturing the body to see where are we holding. And it's interesting because just as I'm speaking and saying this, I start tuning in like a little deeper into my own body, and immediately I feel some fear sitting in my solar plexus. And then one of the ways that I release, and many of my students have reported the same thing, is thank you, Will, for being here. One of the ways that I release, and that a lot of people release when they start working with the energy in the body, is through yawning. So if, as you go through the practice tonight, you get that urge to yawn, really go with it, and especially if you're like, hi, Rochelle and Angie. Yeah, so you're on mute, so you can really yawn as much as you want. And so I can give you a demonstration of what a yawn might sound like and look like when I am doing my own practice, just to see how far it can go away from what we think of as a yawn. Something like it can really be almost like throwing up tense energy, or can be visuals that we get in through videos that also kind of get lodged in the system, and we have to kind of purge it out and release that. So if anyone has any comments on any of that or want to share anything, feel free to do so in the chat. And if not, I think we'll just drop into a practice. Hi, Hazel. Yeah, it's thanks to you that we're here tonight. I probably would have, gone to bed early, but and not thought to do this, frankly. So I'm really, really glad that you had this call to community, which is also who you are. as a person. So thank you. Um, and one more thing that I feel called to say is the greatest jaw moving side to side. Yeah, anything to loosen that up. The greatest gift we have to give ourselves, our immediate family, our community, our country, our world is our presence. And when we contract in the energy field, you can say to be 100% present is to be, I'm right here, I'm in my arms and my legs, I'm in my energy centers, and I'm with you. Like that would be 100%, which, few of us ever muster. But the more scared and anxious we get, the more we almost like dissociate from being in our body. And that's kind of when evil can take over, when good, loving presence energy starts to withdraw. And in my own experience, I feel like kind of since the beginning of COVID in 2020, there's less presence in the world. It's like all of us are a little bit more like, oh, I don't know if I want to fully be in here and down in this kind of muck of human life. I truly believe that the healing individually lies in fully coming into our body and then in our families, in our close relationships, in our community, and sort of like rings in the water, anything that we consider kind of low vibe and evil in the world will, in my opinion, be touched by a wave of light and presence and love. And the real wish, of course, is that no one would want to do evil, that their own hearts would open. So, without further kind of lecturing here, let's go into a practice. And I encourage you to be comfy. I absolutely feel more present and alert when I sit. So unless I'm really tired, or I certainly sometimes lay down. But if you can sit, that can be good. If you're not used to sitting, don't make a big deal about sitting and getting all uncomfortable in your spine or your hips or whatever. Just lay down and be cozy. Okay? And I think I will oh, hold on, someone is not getting in. Let me just send her the link here. And we'll get going. So I'm going to now put everything on pause, and then I will record this so we have it in case you want to do it again. So I encourage you to let yourself be called home. Let's, for the purpose of this meditation, think of the chamber of the heart as our true home. And that ding from the bell was a calling of all of those parts of us, the tendrils that are out there in the world trying to figure out what's going on, that for now we're taking a break from any news, any information. We are simply dropping into the heart space. So begin by noticing that you are breathing. Notice your own breath. Notice the way the breath feels inside your nose. Relax your belly. And slowly allow the inhale breath to become just a little bit longer, little deeper. Inhaling deeply and exhaling all the way. Allow the eyes to soften. Closed eyes can help you turn inward. I am on the inhale, here now on the exhale. Sense and feel the subtle sensation of breath inside your nose. And with every exhale, allow some tension to evaporate from the body. Notice what you have going on in your body. Let your body call you from whatever little corner of the body your attention is needed to help something release. When you draw the awareness to the breath and inside the body, there's a natural inner intelligence that is ignited, that will show you where energy is a little contracted, blocked, stagnant. And if you find a place like that, maybe your throat is tight, maybe your heart space, maybe your solar plexus, stomach, belly, just like you would check in with a little child, check in with these energy centers and sense and feel. Could be more than one, there could be one that's very obviously the more tight one. Just bring your hand there. Breathe into the tension with compassion. And exhale long and deep. And then say again with the breath on the inhale, I am. And on the exhale, here now. I am here now. Notice how the contracted energy reacts or responds to that simple promise. I'm here. The very words we have so often longed to hear from someone else. Let's speak those with clarity to these tense places in the body. I am here. I am with you. I've got you. You're not alone. And be intuitive. You might make little circles over whatever energy center feels tense and tight. So be like a little Reiki healer that's tuning into your own body, just like you might to a child or a pet that's not doing well. You have very likely given just that kind of empathy so many times in your life. I'm asking you to turn that toward yourself with really truthful, loving hands. I'm here. It's all right. You're not alone. I've got you. Notice if sighing wants to happen or yawning wants to happen. Bring even more awareness to the very area that feels the tightest, and let that awareness be loving light. Be I am here. Be I love you. Be I've got you. Be the arms that this place inside has longed for. I am here. Keep paying attention to what the body needs or wants. Is it a deep breath or a yawn, or is there a little movement that wants to happen? And now continue to sense and feel your breath inside your nose. The subtle, gentle sensation of breath moving through your nostrils from the tip of your nose all the way to the back of the throat, deeply into the softening belly, and releasing and letting go, and releasing and letting go, and releasing and letting go on the exhale. Now stay with the breathing. Stay tuned into this sweet rhythm. And now we'll make sure that the diaphragm is relaxed and active enough to make appropriate space for the lungs so the breath hasn't gotten restricted. So we're going to breathe in a way we call it straw breathing, where you inhale through your nose and then you exhale through pursed lips as though you're breathing out through a straw. So it'll look like this. And then so in other words, you exhale through pursed lips, you inhale through the nose. I'm just making myself bigger here since you're all on, not on video. Inhale again through the nose and exhale through pursed lips. Inhale through the nose and exhale through pursed lips. And now let's bring a visual to that. So the inhale breath is bright, luminous sunlight. You can picture the way the sunlight looks on newly fallen snow or the surface of water, just sparkly, brilliant, like it's full of diamonds and rainbows. So you breathe that clear air in through the nose. And then you exhale whatever color tension has for you. I think of it as kind of gray and murky. Whatever you can think of as a color of the tension you don't need in your body. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through pursed lips. And now let that go. Just feel how you're gradually embodying your body more. Bring awareness into the heart space. See if you can really take the elevator down out of the mental realm into the chamber of the heart space. And notice the light that is present here. But maybe for many of us right now, that light is on a dimmer and it's a little dimmed. So we're going to simply, by being present, we're going to turn that dimmer up to increase the intensity of this loving light in the heart space. That be the inhale, be a sense of fueling that light, bringing more light in to unite with the heart light. And on the exhale, whatever has made the heart chamber a little cramped is now releasing, and the heart space is widening. And then there's room for more of this brilliant, light-filled, love-filled, rainbow-filled, diamond-filled light to come in. And on the exhale, again, the heart space broadens. It gets a little bigger also to the front, like the aura of the heart, the energy field of the heart is expanding, filling out. Also on the back side, so a whole kind of sphere around the heart is gradually expanding. The inhale is deep, full of light, drawing it in. By breathing clear, open, loving, present light. And as I exhale, I let go of the tension that had taken hold of my heart space. And now I'm gradually widening it in all directions, 360 degrees around me, but also top to bottom. So really more like a sphere that's gradually expanding. Inhale is deep, filling up the heart space. And the exhale, bigger, taller space. So the door of the heart is widening, broadening. The ceiling lifting, getting taller. More spacious in the back, more spacious side to side, and more spacious in front and below and above. Let your awareness really dwell in the center of this gradually expanding heart space. With every breath, with every release of anything that constricted the heart space, the light is multiplying, making its way into the bodily tissue. And the body, in turn, that part of us that does not feel like we're energy and light, but feels like we're a vulnerable little physical being at the mercy of powers that are too great for us to compete with, that part, that bodily part, that scared part of us, let's direct and help that part of us say, I open myself to this light. I receive this light. I allow this light to fill me, to heal me, to love me, to enter me, and to unite with me. Notice if there's any part of the heart space that still contracts a bit, and maybe yawning or sighing would be helpful. Luminous, grand space. So maybe the heart space started a little small and protected, very understandably so, but now it's expanding and opening, and you can bring to mind a temple or cathedral or the pine woods, anything that has that majestic tallness and wideness. And feel how the physical heart, the lungs, just love this extra space. And then let this spaciousness, light-filled, love-filled, presence-filled, I'm here-filled energy gradually expand like a column up through the shoulders, the neck, and the head. So the
One
brain,
second, Bliss.
intellect is receiving this light. The right side of the brain is receiving this heart light, the left side, and the space between the two halves of the brain. The lungs are receiving the light, the heart receiving the light, the hair, the ears, the ear canals. Sense and feel inside the nose as you draw this light-filled breath, spirit into the body, clearing and opening the sinuses, clearing and restoring vision. And the light is filling the skull and drawing toward the center, the very center of the head, between the ears, behind the third eye, illuminating like a little sun from the center of the head. So here, just like in the heart chakra, the light is now increasing. Maybe it was a little 30-watt light bulb up there, and now it's gradually increasing in intensity. Our heads are becoming illuminated, all the brain cells, the whole neurology, the brain, the mush is absorbing the light to repair and restore the back of the head. Anything in the brain that has to do with survival and fear and stress. You might even reach back and kind of hold the back of your head just the way you would a little child. Just gently support the back of the head and feel that sensation of your warm, love-filled hands supporting your head. Maybe you even let your head kind of lean back into your hands a bit. And be intuitive here. I'm getting called to put one hand on my forehead, one hand on the back of my head. It might be different for you. See what your head, your brain needs. How do you calm down the brain activity that is not helpful, so that just the helpful activity is there for us as we need it, to know what to do, how to do it, take action, and all the things. Bring also the palm of the hands. The center of the hands is it's an extension of the heart chakra. We can bring the extension of the heart chakra to the orbits of the eyes. And if you're anything like me, you've been on your screens too much to figure out what's going on, what do I need to know? And it's very stressful for the frontal lobes, for the eyeballs, for the optic nerves, for the retina. All of it is really not designed to absorb that much rapid light information. So let the eyes receive the soothing energy from your loving hands. And then the same around the ears. Shift and bring the palm of your hands to your ears. Let the radiant heat from your hands just magically make its way through all the folds of the ears, the ear canals. And then rest your hands back down in your lap and just sit for a moment and check in with the head space, eyes, ears, back of the head. And yet again, visualize a radiant light from the center of the head, radiating into the ears and eyes, brain, sinuses, teeth and gums, the jaw. And visualize that this light is so clever and loving and healing that it just knows just where to enter. And as you relax and receive it, you can merge more fully with this light. And once more, any scared part of the physical energy, contracted physical tissue, let's have that say, I receive and open myself to this light. And let the light say to the physical body, I'm here and I love you. I'm here and I'm fully with you. To the degree that you let me in through surrendering and softening the physical body, I can be with you more and more. And what is needed and is the medicine for these times is that we each embody all this higher self light that is available to us. Now let this light from the heart center now stream from the heart out through the arms, filling the shoulders, enveloping the shoulder blades, the upper back, any tension, any sense of having to watch your back, fear. Just let the light be like a really nice shawl of light that is being wrapped around your back protectively. And let this sense of light extend down through the arms, upper arms, elbows, forearms, and into the hands. Sense and feel the energy field of the right palm and the left palm, and how active that pranic energy, heart energy is in the palm of your hands, in all 10 fingers, in the tip of the fingers, in the back of the hands. Keep noticing what the breath wants to do with you. Let yourself surrender to the breath, maybe wanting to yawn you or breathe you or sigh you. Give yourself over to the breath. Let the light now slowly make its way down through the abdomen, imbuing all the organs, the kidneys, the liver, the spleen, gallbladder, the intestines, the bowels, everything, the genitalia, the buttocks, the hips, the pelvis. And again, trust this intelligent, healing, loving presence light to make its way deeper into the areas of trouble in your body. In Chinese medicine, the liver is associated with anger, and the kidneys with fear, and the lungs with grief. And we all tend to have like an emotion we tend toward. Whatever that is, fill that area of the body, wherever you feel that contracted energy, with even more of this light. And this light is constantly like the sweetest mantra, like a lullaby. It is just pumping out this message, this promise to the body: I'm here. I love you. I'm in you and with you and around you. And even though the body doesn't always believe that, maybe the body can just try to say, I allow this light in. I allow this love, this presence in. Let the light now expand down through the legs, the thighs, the knees, the lower legs, the ankles, the heels, the soles of the feet, the tops of the feet, and all 10 toes. Feel the aliveness of the feet as this vibrant, light-filled, loving energy fills up the feet. Even the toenails, the whole front body, the whole back body, the whole right side of the body, the whole left side of the body, the whole body together, holding in your awareness the whole energy field of the body all together. Maximum awareness from the crown of the head through the scalp and the ears, the forehead and the eyes, the nose and the cheeks, the jaw, the lips, the chin, the teeth, the throat, the sides of the neck, the back of the neck, the shoulders, the arms and hands and fingers, the chest, the shoulder blades, the solar plexus and the stomach, the mid-back, the abdomen and the low back, the buttocks and the pelvis, the thighs, the knees, the lower legs, the ankles and the heels, the arches and the balls of the feet, the tops of the feet, all 10 toes, all 10 fingers, the whole body flooded with light. And with all this light now filling the body, it has probably become even more obvious where there's some energy, a little fist of energy that is not quite ready to trust, to release. So instead of doing what we often do with anxiety or fear in the body, we don't want to feel it, we numb it, we get annoyed that we have it. Let's tonight instead put a hand right on it. If you can't easily reach where it is in your body, just bring an imaginary loving hand. But more importantly, bring an attitude of loving compassion and bring words of comfort and love and presence, true empathy, true compassion and presence. How do you speak to someone who is scared? Sometimes it's easier to imagine this area inside yourself as a little kid. And if we were to really feel into what this reminds you of, it might well be a contraction that was put in place when you were quite little. So now find those words, or you can borrow mine, but you probably have them inside yourself. Words like, I love you. I'm so sorry you're scared. I'm right here with you. It's okay. Everything's going to be okay, and I'm here and I'm not leaving. And there's nothing you need to do to deserve my love. It's just here with you. And maybe an apology is due. Maybe something like, I'm sorry for the times I didn't want to hear you. I'm sorry for the times I wish you weren't here, all contracted and scared. I know that didn't help one bit. I'm sorry if I shamed you, if I wronged you, if I pushed you down. Now I'm fully here. I'm not going to enter into a scary story about what's going on. I'm just going to be with you. Just going to be with you. Allow your hands to make their way, one or two, to places in the body where it feels like the energy needs to move a little bit. And imagine that your hand, and this is not just an imagination, this is really happening even though we can't see it. The hand is extending heart energy, love, and it's more ignited now because we're more present. And if we bring that to the place, for me it's the solar plexus, but wherever it is for you, imagine that you're sort of, just like you would make a brew. You're making a brew. There's the energy of your body, and you're brewing it now. You're driving light into this mix. So the body is receiving more light. And when I do this, I imagine that light entering like a spiral. So it's natural for me to move my hand in this kind of round, circular, spirally way, and imagine light being kind of driven into something that feels a little dense. So you could say you're mixing loving, brilliant presence light with something that's a little dense and contracted, maybe even a little sick because it's been kind of cut off for a while. So the loving balm is the light. And when we sit together in a group like this, we might each be releasing, but we might also collectively be releasing for each other as it moves through. The more you've practice feeling your body, you might feel things kind of moving through that are also collective. And a lot of people that are drawn to this work in the first place are really empathic, kind of compassionate helper types. And we can end up feeling not just, no matter how much we hide in our home, we're not just feeling our own response or reaction to what's happening, we're feeling it in the field. And if we know what to do with that, continuously bringing even more presence and loving light to it, we actually start to transform even in the collective. So now I invite you to sit for a moment in silence, experiencing the light that you are more deeply united with your body and radiating through your body, but also into the space around you, your home, your neighborhood, your wider community, your city or town, wherever you are, maybe on the countryside, and your state, your country, your part of the world. And not in an effortful way, like literally just allowing this light, which is what you already are. No one else's light. It's your true essence that you have just downloaded a little more deeply into the lantern vessel of your human body. And you're now allowing it to clear the fear energy that might be in your home, that might be in your community. And this light is so lovingly powerful, it's indiscriminately reaching all humans and touching anything frozen, melting ice. May every human being feel this ray of loving light coming at them. And let it be a beautiful experience of softening the heart space. Let the light transform you first and foremost, and from there, the space around you extending as far as you like. Maybe there are specific individuals that you want to picture being touched by this light. May this light soothe aggression, soothe fear, soothe hatred. May this light transform every negative, thwarted human emotion back into love. And now stay really grounded and lovingly open and present in the body. And open the eyes and see if you can have eyes open and get vision impressions without losing that sense of being more here in the body. Hmm. And check and see how your body is feeling now. And if anyone wants to get on video and say hi, you're more than welcome. You're also welcome to text. And if you just want to, hi, Linda, nice to see you. You can unmute and say hello. I will. Hi, Kat.
Hi, Maria.
Hi. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah.
Nice meditation. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Maria. It was beautiful.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thanks for coming. Hi, Hazel. Good to
I
see you. And Simone, you're Danish. How long have you lived in the States? And Angel, hi. What a
Hi.
cute kitty. Is it a boy or girl? A boy. That was my guess. I feel like the longer I've had cats, the more I can guess their gender. Hi, Sharon.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks for being here. Do you guys feel it? It's more powerful when we're doing it together, right? There is kind of there's a field of presence of some sort. Thank Kim. Thanks, Kim. Where are you? There you are.
Hi, hi Maria. This is Will.
Hi, Will. How are you?
I'm great. I just really want to say I love your work and I love what you're doing. And someone's calling me, which I'm not answering. But anyway, um, I really appreciate the way you talk to yourself and how you model and show how we can speak to ourselves in such a kind and beautiful, loving way. I
Thank you.
really want to learn how to do that better.
Yeah.
And I love it that, maybe you're recording some of these kind of meditations that we can learn how to be kinder to ourselves the way that you show.
Yeah, right. And it's because so often when we're met with aggression, contraction, anything that comes from that fear place, then we do the same, and nothing has ever healed from that. So it's how can we stay open? I just got this little cross from my daughter. She picked it up at a little thrift store in St. Paul. And you probably can't see it on here, but it's in the center, there's this little kind of raised semicircle that's like I don't know, it just and when I sat and did a meditation, like I was in this little prayer group on Friday morning, and it literally felt like my heart was like concave, like it had just like sucked in. And then she showed me this, and she had a little dove as well that was also made out of kind of mother of pearl. But anyway, so I've been wearing this today and just keep reminding myself to let my heart be kind of full instead of collapsed or like even sucked in a little bit. Yeah. Hmm. If anybody else wants to share how they're feeling, they're very welcome. This was just as much also just a chance to just, kind of be together, even though it's dreadfully cold and scary out there in so many ways.
This might be TMI, but like I think all the stress these last few weeks have taken a toll on my digestive system, so I
Oh,
haven't
for
been
sure.
able to like release any
Yeah.
gases. And I just felt, when you were going through how to use our palm of our hands to in spirals kind of tap into that area. I was like rubbing my belly. I just got the
Hmm.
biggest release ever, and I was like, oh, I feel like I could just take a deep breath and feel like my body actually working again. So thank you so much for that.
You know what? I'll share with you. I don't actually know who did the talking just now. Was that Simone?
Oh, that was Hazel.
Hazel.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, there you are. Well, and I'll share this with you. And so now that we're on the TMI track, I had a lot of kind of tension in my belly, and I've had some trouble with like got diagnosed with parasites in the fall, and I've been working through that with like actual kind of parasitic medication. And but anyway, I just had it was like emotional stuff tied up with physical stuff, which so often it is. And I was sitting with that one morning in meditation, and I ended up sitting probably for about an hour and a half. And I just stayed and stayed and stayed and stayed and stayed with my belly. And I had so many childhood memories come up. And I was hospitalized when I was 4 years old with like digestive issues. So it was still layers of that, which is like, am I ever going to get to the bottom of that? Maybe not, but that's okay. But I just stayed with it, and I was literally at it for over an hour and a half, just being with my belly. And then I went out and I took the biggest dump ever. Like the longest poop I've ever seen come out of a human being came out
That's
of me. It was fantastic. I'm telling you, it was such a relief. And then I went and, did my tea and, a little breakfast, and then another poop came. So, yeah, if this is too much, log off. But this is what energy is also, right? I mean, energy can be a sinus infection, it can be throwing up, it can be stuck poop, it can be so many things. And what makes it stuck is, again, the contractions. And then I would also say that for me, I have to move every day. Like whether it's dancing around my house to music or if it's going to the gym or getting out for a walk, even though it's not nice, that there's the energy of the body on the physical level and the energetic level, they're all kind of intertwined. And I kind of go into a pretty like non-happy place pretty quickly if I don't move. Yeah.
same.
Yeah. Did you want to say something? Or are you saying goodbye, Will?
No, I was doing the live long and prosper thing.
Live long and prosper and take some good poops.
That-
Yeah. Hi, Simone.
Hi, I'm finally on screen. Sorry.
So nice to see you. So, where are
Y-
you from in Denmark?
Um, so
Okay, fantastic.
yeah, I was at my mom's sick right now, and it was kind of interesting what you were saying. I was sending her light, and when you said that my stepdad passed away a year ago, that she's got a severe pneumonia. So when you said that in Chinese medicine, grief and lungs are intertwined, I was like, bingo, that makes sense.
Oh, so I would say more often than not, when somebody dies, the one that's really grieving end up with pneumonia. That's
Yeah,
like
it
so
was
typical.
very
Yeah.
interesting. So I'm gonna call her tomorrow and tell her that.
Well, and on that note, I'll just show you that the this area right here,
Yeah,
you can almost feel you kind of dig in and you'll feel, yeah, it's like right there. There's the
yeah.
acupressure point on both sides, and that's heart lung, and
Okay.
that's for sure going to be tender. I mean, now you're not with her, but
Right.
you could even like instruct her to just kind of
To massage there.
massage that area,
Yeah.
like with some rose oil or something that's like,
Yeah.
because there's a
That's a good
relief.
idea.
Yeah, and if we don't cry and
Mm-hmm.
get it out that way, then it can get stuck in the lungs, and it can also become a headache, when we try to think our way through grief instead
Yeah.
of feeling our way through grief.
All right. Well, and then when you all were talking about, digestive issues, I've had such heartburn and I don't know, my solar plexus has been on fire for over a week, and it all just kind of comes together.
Yeah.
Lines up.
Yeah. I mean, it's really real. I've been trying to really be the stoic one because that just feels like I want my kids to feel safe. I want them to feel like, we got this, we're gonna be okay.
Oh, absolutely.
So, and I think that is part of what a parent does. But then a friend checked in with me from Denmark today, and I mean, it was just by writing and just writing it,
Yeah.
it's like sitting right under the surface. And it could be a little bit one of those situations too, where when we are on the other side of this at some point,
Hmm.
then we might all kind of collapse like, a little kid who had a bad
Probably.
day in kindergarten and
Yeah,
finally gets to go home.
exactly.
Yeah,
Well,
good.
thank you. It was
Yeah, thank you
amazing.
so much for joining. And we will do this again. I'll put it out again. This is a nice way to do it, from my home. Anybody who wants to do these more somatically guided meditations, it's fun to do it with other people.
Yeah,
Good.
thank
Have a
you.
good sleep. If
Bless
you're gonna
all.
watch screens, let it be a romantic comedy and not reels. Thank you, Hazel. Bye, everybody.
Good night, Maria.